go. Active living documents, or learning documents. Jason, here we go. This document is something that we were hoping to have out ages ago, and then it turned into kind of a back burner of sorts. And we were audited in May of last year. Some people know very acutely, like Erin Doan, who had to do like 200,000. No, she had pretty much most of her students, I believe. Is that right, Erin?
Oh, we're talking about brownies.
Right. Brownies are great too. But with your the audit, you had probably the most students out of all of the home learning support teachers. 8 out of 13 students she had to prove evidence of. And it was randomly selected, but she had it hardest. Long and short is this document is it's a Word template that you can cut and paste information in. This is the actual sample. But if you were looking at last night, I actually emailed it out because I said I would after collaborative last night, so you can actually see it already. There is a blank template with instructions on it, and then this is the actual one that's not a true person. Obviously, it was like Sam's sample I picked out as a name, but it talks about things like if you're at a community class, just identify where it is, and you've already got some active learning going on there. You're going to take kind of a picture of an email that says something about your SLP, that the parent is aware of it. It's not like before where we had to say, yes, I've read the SLP document, but something that just has some sort of dialogue there, and then there's also some samples as well. Usually try to find 1 or 2 samples, 3 samples, just to show there's active learning. The government really just basically wants to say, we'll give you the money, you prove that they're starting to learn already. And if you didn't know that, that's why this exists. So you can upload this one document to Otis under documents for each student. The deadline you might be scared about, it's January 2016. Not too bad. Some of you actually are maybe already done some samples. You already have all your stuff ready. By all means, do it at your own pace. But we're not going to get audited this year. And I figured that somehow between now and Christmas and up to early January, you can probably just gather that information together. It'd be good. I actually asked the minister, they said, with the amount of audits we have to do, the chances of them coming back to a school again is like next to nil, if not negative. So there's an element where, we're just trying to just do our diligence, get used to that idea, make sure we get the samples. Ruth, did you have a question?
I do. Probably happens September after keeping a document of evidence learning for each individual student. Can I just upload that? Or
Yes.
literally have to repaste all of it?
Yes, no.
Okay.
This is just for those people that like to have structure, since we're losing half of it already with our PLOs, learning standards. But this is just saying that, just a reminder, and it's not, and we try to pick some of the core subjects. Like it's nice to pick the language arts, math, socials, and science, as opposed to maybe something else. But it's not to say that you have to do those ones. But just have those documents. If you've already uploaded something, that's fine too. We just don't want to have 10 or 15 separate things up on the documents. I think it might take much. If you caught the dialogue, Lori Van Dyke asked, well, can I put a video on there? And I already answered that if you haven't read it yet. But basically, we're not looking to make Otis crash with huge megabyte full files. We're trying to keep it. So just trying to do some of the edits. It is suggested in the template how to do that. Okay. And,
with the contact about student learning plan, if I'm the actual parent who created the student learning plan and I'm overseeing, I communicate with myself. I have to prove that with
So you said to yourself.
well, you'll find the sample there is actually I wrote to myself too. But I'm like, if you want to just write in there, I'm the parent and I recognize that, that's fine. Like again, you're not going to scrutinize it over, understand that. We're just trying to set the standard for most students. Not for
So this is K through what?
well, it's K through 7, but like Denise had said, there are some areas where you can, if you just have some proof that they learned before September 30th, it just does not hurt to put that up there on the documents. But again, just don't put tons of stuff. It's just a sample or two is basically